I don't know if you have heard this one yet, but someone in my hometown is paying for their hate and ignorance. The owner, in the wake of the attempted assassination of former President Trump, posted hateful messages online. These messages were not just expressions of anger or frustration, they were explicit calls for violence and retribution. Her words were not just opinion, they were calls to violence. The language used was inflammatory and dangerous, designed to incite fear and division among the community. This incident has gotten national attention. Good people are grappling with the reality that some very lost souls actually find joy in the fact that an assassination attempt was made on an ex-president and current political frontrunner in the 2024 presidential election. Specifically, Linda Peterson, the self-professed owner of Luna Sheen Yoga in Port Charlotte, Florida, is paying for the following comment about the assassination attempt on Trump and the death of Corey Comparatori. On Facebook, Peterson posted, "Damn it, he didn't die. Well, at least one supporter did. My heart goes out to the family of the shooter. Know that he died doing what needed to be done. Hopefully someone will accomplish the task before we vote." It has also sparked a nationwide conversation about hate speech. People across the country are debating the limits of free speech and the responsibilities that come with it. The owner's words were dangerous. They were reckless. Such rhetoric has the potential to inspire real-world violence and harm, and it did with thousands of patriots responding to her hate. Her words were a direct threat to the safety of others. The insanity that we live in is that it is illegal to question the accuracy of an election, but it's apparently fine to encourage others to murder a human being. This wasn't just about politics. This was about inciting harm against an entire group of people based on their beliefs. Please don't let this happen to you. This incident is a stark reminder that hate speech can emerge anywhere. It can infiltrate even the most unexpected and seemingly peaceful places, such a yoga studio which one would think is owned by a more evolved human being. So as you see, the hate can come from anyone. The source of such vitriol can be surprising, revealing the hidden prejudices that may exist within our own neighborhoods. This isn't lawless New York City or LA. This is the firmly red state of Florida with strict laws against such sick hate speech. It's a threat that we must confront head-on. Ignoring it or downplaying its significance only allows it to fester and grow, potentially leading to more severe consequences. We must be vigilant in calling it out and demanding accountability. Holding individuals responsible for their words and actions is crucial in maintaining a safe and respectful society. This isn't just a local issue, it's a national crisis. The rise of hate speech and its normalization poses a significant threat to the fabric of our society. We need to ask ourselves, what kind of society do we want to live in? One where hate and violence are allowed to flourish, or one where we stand united against such divisive forces? One where hate speech is tolerated, or one where it is met with swift and decisive action? The choice is ours, and the time to act is now. The impact of the yoga studio owner's words extends far beyond the internet. Her hateful rhetoric has troubled many locals. Many feel unsafe, even targeted. This incident has sown discord and fear. Local businesses thrive on trust. They rely on a sense of community. The yoga studio owner's actions have damaged that trust. They have created a climate of fear and hate that is not consistent with someone practiced at yoga. It undermines the social fabric of the community. This situation highlights the real-world consequences of hate speech. It is not just about words. It is about the very real harm those words can inflict. The emotional toll on the community is undeniable. The fear is palpable. The anger is justified. This incident is a stark reminder of the power of words to incite violence and division. We must stand united against such hate. We must work together to heal the wounds it has inflicted. The yoga studio owner's hateful remarks echo a dangerous trend that has been growing in our society. This trend is not just limited to small business owners or private individuals. It extends to some of the most influential figures in our political landscape. This woman is allowed to incite hate, Yet Trump supporters such as Steve Bannon and Michael Flynn were unjustly prosecuted because they support Trump. The lives of these patriots were destroyed because of their beliefs. And we can't forget how Roger Stone got sentenced to 3 years for allegedly bragging and then lying to Congress about the Russian interference that never existed. The case was so bogus that all 4 prosecutors resigned from the case after the Department of Justice lowered sentencing recommendations because the prosecutors' recommendations were excessive. In spite of what the media publishes, Flynn and Bannon did not call for killing people that they don't agree with. They merely used their right to free speech, and their nonviolent words had consequences. They faced legal repercussions for their comments about January 6th. Corrupt prosecutors argued that these men encouraged violence, but they never said anything like this toxic woman. It will be interesting to see if she is prosecuted. The prosecution never charged or proved that Stone engaged in hate speech or incited violence. Instead, they convicted him of lying to Congress. His conviction serves as a reminder of the organized persecution and selective prosecution of people who support Donald Trump. The lizards like Schiff and Nadler advocate that the truth is paramount in maintaining the integrity of our institutions, yet they lie constantly and incite the hate. Bannon was also found guilty of crimes that never had to be proven. Instead, he was convicted for contempt of Congress because he refused to cooperate with the investigation into the January 6th setup of patriots. Very similar to Hunter Biden's refusal to comply with a congressional subpoena. Then there's Hillary, who destroyed evidence requested by a congressional subpoena. There are dozens of other people who refuse to cooperate with a congressional investigation, but not one of them has ever been prosecuted. Are you starting to see the trend? It is a blatant, in-your-face corruption of our judicial system, and Americans shut up and allow it. These cases demonstrate that hate speech and incitement to violence are not protected speech unless you are a puppet of the elite. Then it's called whistleblowing, and you are allowed to lie to Congress without ever having to accept the consequences of your crimes. The law is clear. Inciting violence and spreading hate are criminal acts unless you are an elite puppet. They are crimes. They have serious legal consequences that can lead to imprisonment and hefty fines if you don't have the right connections. The justice system is designed to hold individuals accountable for such actions, and it's very unfortunate that it's so corrupt. The yoga studio owner's case should be no different. Her words carry significant potential for harm and must be addressed with the same seriousness. She too must be held accountable for her words. Allowing such speech to go unchecked sets a dangerous precedent and can embolden others to spread similar hate. Peterson lacked remorse after numerous messages and buttressed her hate with the following Facebook comment. To all who hate me and are commenting in Messenger, I haven't even looked at this page in a good long while. So your comments aren't hurting me or my business any, but the comments were hurting her. Within hours, the Yelp site for Luna Sheen Yoga has to shut off comments. Peterson's business rating dropped to a 1, which is the lowest possible rating due to so many comments and low ratings on her website. And it gets better. Peterson was operating her yoga business without a business license, so no doubt she could not only lose customers from bad ratings, but her business could be shut down. I hope it was worth it to her, and if fair justice is to be administered, she should go to jail and be prosecuted like so many innocent patriots. I mean, what the hell is wrong with these people? They are breaking the law, yet they are so sick with Trump derangement syndrome that they go on the internet exposing the dangers of their very existence within the community. We aren't dealing with real smart or good people here. The yoga studio owner's case underscores a crucial point. Hate speech has a price. It erodes the very fabric of our society. It incites violence and fear. It divides communities. We cannot allow this to continue unchecked, and we cannot allow the very legislators who are harassing patriots get away with such words of hate. Have you ever listened to Maxine Walters, the U.S. Representative from California, or Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Congresswoman from New York, or Ilhan Omar of Minnesota, or Rashida Tlaib of Michigan, or Ayanna Pressley? Every one of these so-called leaders have screamed and jumped and pushed people into hate crimes, but rather than being prosecuted for their hate speech, They get money for their campaigns. Words can inspire or words can destroy. When individuals use their words to spread hate, they must be held responsible. This is not about stifling free speech. It is about protecting the safety and well-being of all citizens, including presidential opponents. We must demand legal consequences for hate speech. This includes incitement to violence, threats, and harassment. These actions have no place in a civilized society. Ignoring hate speech will not make it disappear. It will only embolden those who spread it. We must take a stand. We must hold individuals accountable for their harmful words. Only then can we begin to heal the divisions in our society. Americans can no longer rely on their judicial system for justice. For this reason, they are taking things into their own hands regarding this woman who is so full of hate. While we must use our words for peace, not violence, this doesn't mean that we should stay silent. It means acting with informed intention. Before reacting, take time to understand the situation fully. Verify information. Don't let anger cloud your judgment. Knee-jerk reactions can escalate the situation, playing into the hands of those spreading hate. Seek justice, not revenge. Demand accountability through legal channels. I say this because many patriots were so upset by Peterson's comment that they begin lashing out at other businesses with similar names. Consequently, innocent, hard-working citizens have had their business reputations damaged by people mistakenly posting on their business's site. Censored Wellness and Yoga in Port St. Lucie is one of these victims that had their phone mistakenly doxed. People have the right to support any business that they choose. There may be others that have the same hateful sentiments as Peterson. Peterson is paying for her hate speech, and rightly so, but we don't want to hurt other good people in the wake of incidents such as this one, which hopefully will become the exception and not the norm. There is power in unity, and clearly we can combat hate speech through collective action. When we come together, we amplify our voices and our impact. Unity is our strength, and it is through solidarity that we can effectively combat the spread of hateful rhetoric. We must come together as a community, as a nation, and as a world to confront this insidious threat. Our collective efforts can create a ripple effect, inspiring others to take a stand against hate. This requires collective action, a shared commitment to building a society where hate has no place. It means working together on multiple fronts, legally, socially, and culturally, to ensure that hate speech is not normalized or accepted. Silence is not an option. When we remain silent, we allow hate to fester and grow. Speaking out is a powerful tool in our arsenal against hate speech. When we witness hate speech, we can take action as thousands did against the yoga teacher that seeds hate. We must educate ourselves and others about the dangers of hate speech. We must learn to know it when we see it, and we must not tolerate it. We must teach our children to recognize it, to challenge it, and to embrace diverse opinions. By instilling these values in the next generation, we lay the foundation for a more inclusive and accepting society. By working together, we can create a world where hate is not tolerated, but rather confronted and defeated. We can make a difference. Our collective action can lead to lasting change, fostering a society where everyone feels safe, valued, and respected.